virtual Brigade Awards ceremony recognizing the outstanding men and women here at the Uniformed Services University. The current COVID-19 pandemic prevents us from gathering together in Sanford Auditorium to recognize these individuals, as we've done so many times in the past. But this in no way diminishes the work they have done or the impact they have had on our mission. We, the Brigade leadership, will continue to honor our awardees however we can, because it's in our culture to do so. And we owe it to these great Brigade members to show them respect for their service. Today, we will present awards to 9 individuals, 7 soldiers, 2 sailors. There are 4 officers and 5 enlisted, and 4 men and 5 women. They represent the finest this university has to offer and have led the way across multiple departments and responsibility centers. Today, we recognize a colonel who headed our medical school recruitment and admissions department, who was basically the face of this medical school to all student candidates for the better part of the last decade. He continues to be associated with the university, now working with the Southern region in San Antonio. We'll recognize an Army major who served as the XO of the Department of Laboratory and Animal Resources, and whose expertise was instrumental in the successful merger of the veterinary departments at AFRI and USU. Another Army major who, while serving as the director of a master's degree program at the university, directed over a dozen courses and also taught extensively to our graduates. Over 100 classes he taught. His courses impacted students from all fields here at USU. A Navy senior chief who did more for the Brigade headquarters over the last 4 years than really anybody else at this command. She served as personnel specialist, operational planner, first sergeant, and even as the acting command master chief. And she'll be retiring next month from the Navy. A sergeant first class who oversaw the care of our animal population, but also led our first-year medical students through their medical field practicum, as well as managing several key Brigade programs. The University Safety NCOIC is also being recognized today. Never underestimate the importance of our safety department and the work that this staff sergeant did to ensure our safety while working in this highly technical and often dangerous environment. We will also be presenting awards to the Clinical Pharmacology Fellowship Director for the job he did in expanding that program and taking it to new levels. A first-class petty officer who served as a laboratory technician at AFRI and whose specialized area of expertise assisted in research discoveries related to trauma in the radiation-contaminated environment. And then finally, we'll honor an Army Staff Sergeant who worked closely with our media relations and production team to ensure events like this were properly produced and disseminated. I am proud of each of these individuals for the work they did and the way in which they represented the university and this brigade. Now let's hear more about each one. Command Master Chief Brown will now read the award citations.
Thank you, sir. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has awarded the Defense Superior Service Medal to Colonel Aaron A. Seguil, Medical Corps, United States Army. Colonel Aaron A. Seguil, United States Army, distinguished himself by exceptionally superior service as Associate Dean, Recruitment and Admissions, Uniformed Services University, from September 2012 to June 2019. During this period, Colonel Seguil supervised the recruitment and selection of 21,805 School of Medicine applicants, 3,915 interviewees, and 1,197 matriculated students. He traveled on temporary duty 124 times to recruit in 37 states, reaching over 40 unique schools and events each year. Colonel Seguil served as Vice Chair of the Association of American Medical Colleges Medical College Admissions Test Validity Committee, influencing national medical school admissions policy and military medicine accessions. All as the Chair Commission on Continuing Professional Development for the American Academy of Family Physicians, he influenced board certifications for over 92,000 family physicians. The distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Seguil reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand, the 16th day of September, 2019, signed, Mark T. Esper, Secretary of Defense. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Defense Meritorious Service Medal to Major Anna B. Mullins, Veterinary Corps, United States Army. Major Anna B. Mullins, United States Army, distinguished herself by outstanding meritorious service as Deputy Director and Executive Officer, Department of the Laboratory, Animal Resources, Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences from June 2017 to June 2020. Major Mullins consistently performed at an exceptional level, and her leadership was integral to the successful merger of the Armed Forces Radiobiology Research Institute and the USU veterinary programs to mitigate 3 infectious disease outbreaks, the planning of the AFRI vivarium renovation project, and the DLAR response to the steam shutdown and the COVID-19 pandemic. Her targeted training of over 500 medical students, residents, surgeons, and researchers underscores her dedication in supporting the USU mission and has inestimably impact of the future of military medicine professional workforce. The distinctive accomplishments of Major Mullins reflect great credit upon herself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of April, 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Defense Meritorious Service Medal to Major John M. Sharp, Medical Service Corps, United States Army. Major John M. Sharp, Medical Service Corps, United States Army, distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious service as Assistant Professor and Director, Master of Science in Public Health, Environmental, and Occupational Health at the Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences from 04 August 2017 to 15 July 2020. Major Sharp served as course director for 14 graduate courses and provided over 115 graduate level lectures in support of over 100 graduate students from a varied student population of physicians, industrial hygienists, environmental health officers, and other allied health professionals. He provided foundational educational and training oversight in the Army Long-Term Health Education and Training Scholarship Program by tracking the academic progress and education quality of 25 students and prospective applicants to the environmental science and engineering officer community. His exceptional instruction, leadership, and student mentoring positively impacted the academic and professional careers of over 150 officers of all services. The distinct accomplishments of Major Sharp reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of April, 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Defense Meritorious Service Medal to Hospital Corpsman Senior Chief Sunita A. Edwards, Hospital Corps, United States Navy. Hospital Corpsman Senior Chief Sunita A. Edwards, United States Navy, distinguished herself by outstanding meritorious service as Command Senior Enlisted Advisor, Uniformed Services University, from 6 October 2016 to 30 September 2020. During this period, Senior Chief Edwards fostered excellence throughout the university, resulting in unparalleled efficiency. She was directly responsible for the personal and professional development of 109 highly specialized enlisted technicians that supported 1,300 staff in the execution of multiple military real-world scenarios for the education, training, and professional development of over 1,800 tri-service students. Senior Chief Edwards was pivotal in the execution of the university's mission and the success of eight joint medical field practicums involving over 250 pieces of equipment totaling $2 million. She served on the panel at the first Association of Military Surgeons of the United States Joint Enlisted Leadership Panel that discussed the management of a 4,500 enlisted medical force. As part of the university's strategic planning, she helped in the force shaping of the future of the Defense Health Agency through medical education programs and research. The distinctive accomplishments of Senior Chief Edwards culminated a distinguished career in the service of her country and reflect great credit upon herself, the United States Navy, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of March, 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Defense Meritorious Service Medal to Sergeant First Class Emily M. Aslam, United States Army. Sergeant First Class Emily M. Aslam, United States Army, distinguished herself by outstanding meritorious service as the non-commissioned officer in charge of the Clinical Medicine and Protocol Support Section, Veterinary Science Department, from 1 August 2015 to 1 April 2018. And as the Senior Enlisted Advisor, Department of Military and Emergency Medicine, 2 April 2018 to 1 March 2020 at the Uniformed Services University, Bethesda, Maryland. During this period, Sergeant First Class Aslam oversaw the veterinary support for over 30,000 animals that led to the success of 50 protocols valued at in excess of $22 million. She consistently portrayed selfless dedication through successfully directing 2 iterations of Medical Field Practicum 101 that provided over 500 hours of training in basic field skills and leadership for 360 Joint Service Military Medical Officers. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant First Class Aslam reflect great credit on herself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of March 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Defense Meritorious Service Medal to Staff Sergeant Erwin O. Arias, United States Army. Staff Sergeant Erwin O. Arias, United States Army, distinguished himself by outstanding meritorious service as non-commissioned officer in charge, Occupational Safety Division and Radiation Safety Division, Department of Environmental Health and Safety, Uniformed Services University, from 3 March 2016 to 10 May 2020. His outstanding expertise and technical skills resulted in the successful execution of 1,680 radiation safety and compliance surveys, clearance of 50 pieces of equipment, conclusion of radiological operations in 11 work centers, receipt of 110 radioactive shipments, inventory of 198 radioactive sources, and exchange of 640 radiation dosimeters. Staff Sergeant Arias improved occupational safety oversight by 80% for over 500 research protocols and 475 laboratories, and provided training to 22 project managers for 6,000 potentially hazardous chemicals. He served as an Army Sponsorship Program Coordinator, Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee Advisor, Training Non-Commissioned Officer, Platoon Sergeant, Treasurer, and Safety Officer during trademark field exercises, missions, and activities. The distinguished accomplishments of Staff Sergeant Arias reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of April 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Joint Service Commendation Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey R. Livesey, Medical Corps, United States Army. Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey R. Livesey, Medical Corps, United States Army, distinguished himself by meritorious service as the Program Director, Clinical Pharmacology Fellowship at the Uniformed Services University from 1 January 2019 to 31 January 2020. During this period, Lieutenant Colonel Livesey's outstanding professional leadership aided immeasurably in the expansion of the clinical pharmacology training program curriculum. Lieutenant Colonel Livesey incorporated the most current knowledge in drug development and precision medicine to expand educational and training capacity by fostering new and expanding collaborative efforts with several government and military organizations and with multiple local and national academic institutions. Under Lieutenant Colonel Livesey's stewardship, the Clinical Pharmacology Fellowship Program was awarded a 5-year reaccreditation, the maximum possible, and was recognized as a model training program. Lieutenant Colonel Livesey has also been invited to serve on the American Board of Clinical Pharmacology National Accreditation Panel. The distinctive accomplishments of Lieutenant Colonel Livesey reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 27th day of February 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Joint Service Commendation Medal to Hospital Corpsman First Class Maria Victoria Umali, United States Navy. Hospital Corpsman First Class Maria Victoria L. Umali, United States Navy, distinguished herself by exceptionally meritorious service while serving as an advanced medical laboratory technician, Armed Forces Radiobiology Research Institute, Uniformed Services University from January 2018 to July 2020. During this period, H1 Umali led and supported the analysis and interpretation of over 500 specimens for research aimed at assessing and treating operational forces with polytraumatic injuries in a radiologically contaminated operational environment. She demonstrated unique expertise in the Department of Defense's Soul Radiation Combined Injury Program and used her technical knowledge to train 4 interns in support of Navy STEM objectives to support the military competitive edge through education and training of future researchers. She effectively managed a $500,000 inventory of lab equipment and oversaw a quarterly budget of $17,000 and assisted in the acquisition of new equipment that was essential for the completion of mission-relevant research. The distinctive accomplishments of Hospital Corpsman First Class Umali reflect great credit upon herself, Uniformed Services University, the United States Navy, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of April 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has authorized the award of the Joint Service Commendation Medal to Staff Sergeant Lisa Soy, United States Army. Staff Sergeant Lisa Soy, United States Army, distinguished herself by meritorious service as Combat Documentation Production Specialist assigned to the University Media Services Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences from June 2018 to July 2020. During this period, Staff Sergeant Soy independently planned and coordinated the transfer of all products on the Google Share Drive for easy access and accountability. She developed a collection of multimedia products for optimized workflow, ensured accountability, and increased customer satisfaction by 90%. Her technical expertise and professionalism resulted in the completion of over 78 projects that supports the overall mission of the university by documenting the scientific, medical, technical, and administrative events. Staff Sergeant Soy's outstanding knowledge and skill provided sound leadership and direction within her department. The distinctive accomplishments of Staff Sergeant Soy reflect great credit upon herself, the United States Army, and the Department of Defense. Given under my hand this 9th day of April 2020, signed Richard W. Thomas, President, Uniformed Services University. Bravo Zulu, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Master Chief. Once again, congratulations to our award recipients, and best of luck to you on your next adventure. So we're now going on 2 months in this new telework distance learning environment. None of us know how long this will ultimately last, but we must continue to vigilantly track the available data and patterns related to this pandemic and use our collective expertise along with that of our partners here on the installation and DoD to make informed decisions on when it will be safe to come back to campus. But no matter how long we are working in this particular operating status, the Brigade will continue to hold these virtual events in support of our people. You are the most valuable part of this organization, and we are compelled to honor your efforts. Stay healthy and stay safe, and we'll see you here next time for the next award ceremony. Have a great day.